Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we're going to talk about what happened in Rochester PD. Had somebody send me a request to talk about it, and I thought it was funny because it said, I know you like to wait to see, everything before you make a video about something like this. So, I looked it up and I watched the body cameras and watched the union talk about it. Yeah, let me just start off by saying that there are not going to be a whole lot of situations in which I find pepper spraying a handcuffed 9-year-old child appropriate. That's pretty much always going to be wrong in my book. But that's what happened. If you're not familiar with it yet, to use their terminology, there was a family problem. The child was being removed from the home. Child didn't want to get in the car, so they pepper sprayed her while she was handcuffed. The union has already gone into defense mode, talking about how hard it is to get an adult into a car. Just imagine how tough that is. Yeah, I have a video on it. I'll put it down below for you guys, since y'all obviously need some help. I would point out that this wasn't an adult. It was a child, a 9-year-old handcuffed child. The union rep talked about how stressful it is to be a cop, coming off of one call going to the next. This stuff doesn't occur in a vacuum and all of that stuff. Yeah, nobody cares. Nobody cares if you cannot handle the different types of calls and you cannot compartmentalize what occurs on the different calls. You shouldn't be a cop. If you can't get a handcuffed 9-year-old child, not a suspect, a child, into the back of a car without using pepper spray, you shouldn't be a cop. They go on because somebody asked about the psychological impact on the child who is being removed from her home, and now somebody's going to have to attempt to foster trust with her, and I imagine that's going to be like super hard now. Thank you for that. And he says, the union rep says that, well, you want to talk about traumatic. Did you hear what her mother said to her? Yeah, okay, but that makes it worse. It's a traumatic situation by the union's own admission. Let's take this and put it into any other traumatic situation in which you are dealing with a 9-year-old child. Let's say an officer rolls up on a Land Rover that is flipped over in the ditch. When the officer arrives at the vehicle, the only person who is still with us is the 9-year-old. She wants to stay with her parents, but the officer knows that it's probably bad to leave her in there with them. But she's sitting there crying for her dad, just like the girl in this video. Does the officer pepper spray her to get her out of the vehicle? Of course not. They would be a monster if they did that. What do? Right? Probably have one in your squad car. It works. Doesn't even have to be a child. Everybody feels better with a stuffed animal. Or you talk. You talk and get them out of the vehicle. Could have used some of those tricks that cops are so well known for. What we got on the video was one officer saying, do what I say, or our pepper spray is going in your eyeballs, and the other one saying, just go ahead and do it. So good cop, worse cop. That doesn't work. That's not how that's supposed to work at all, is it? It's in every book, every movie. It's in the manual. This was wrong on every level. I actually can't see anything redeeming about it at all. Sure, yes, it is early. There is the possibility that information may come forward that changes my mind, but that seems super unlikely. I would like to point out that with everything being wrong, and it really lending a lot of credence to the idea that this is going to be a giant cultural issue within the department, not just an isolated one. You have the union up there standing between two thin blue line flags, attempting to defend the indefensible. And then they will wonder why people want to defund them and provide more funding to mental health professionals. This is why. This is why that slogan exists. You pepper sprayed a handcuffed kid in a traumatic situation. Congratulations. We as a society really have to look at how we deal with law enforcement in this country. We should probably move to consent-based policing. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.